Alrighty, hello everyone. Welcome back to the WPC Ace Dota 2 League. This is game one of a best of two between Tongfu and LGD Gaming China. Thank you, of course, to WP Ace League for hosting this tournament. And thanks to Pimp Mucknell for doing the camera work. If you have any feedback for that, please put it in the Twitch chat. And welcome Shadz, who's going to be co-casting with me tonight.
Thank you. Keen for a nice big game between both, LGD and Tongfu, two of the bigger Chinese teams, and I'm hopefully in for a good game.
Yeah, it should be very exciting. I mean, Tongfu have just been playing their hearts out recently. I mean, they've been doing the most interesting lineups, the most interesting strategies, just doing cheese strategies. And I mean, most recently, I think it was, or at least one of the recent games against DK, who was previously undefeated, they took the title from them and went for the Pugna strategy. And man, they've just been playing so amazing. And I'm very excited to see what LGD China can do against them and if they can take them off their winning streak.
Yeah, well, LGD China have always been known as one of the dominant teams, and they've been in that position for a very long time. But this new Tongfu has, they've made a good impact on that 6.79 patch, as you said, toppling DK, who were on a pretty high, like a pretty long undefeated streak as well. They're they're serious business at the moment.
They definitely are, and we can see already from the picks, which have they've just jumped straight into it. Earthshaker and Luna being taken by Tongfu, two very, very strong heroes in the metagame at the moment. Luna, of course, at that 4-minute mark when it hits nighttime, she's got that bonus of 1,000 range, which just makes a huge difference in the laning phase, giving her the ability to farm safely and know if anyone's coming to gank her, as well as having physical damage from her glaives, from the extra damage from the Lunar Blessing, as well as magical from the Lucent Beam and the Eclipse. So she's just overall a terrifying hero, and Earthshaker, of course, being buffed with that visual range. So he can block many lanes if he needs to, but otherwise just great for ganking and roaming around the map.
Yeah, he really is. He's definitely a fun hero to play, and I know how much everyone seems to love him these days. And there's actually going to be an Enchantress ban for LGD, which is... Look, it's a little bit odd, but it does stop the push strat that's going to come out, and now it's back to Tongfu, who are into their bonus time for their early bans. So there's the Timbersaw. Timbersaw gone, and he's just a menace to play against because he's so tanky and all of his skills are pure damage. He just hits too hard to leave in the pool at least.
Yeah, definitely. With the Enchantress ban, it might be a slight respect ban against the SMJ, who is a fantastic micro. He's one of the best jungle players I've seen in the Chinese scene, to be perfectly honest. So possibly just wanted to get rid of the push, as well as just denying ZSMJ the opportunity to get one of those micro heroes. And Pugna's still in the pool. No, he's not. Pugna's being banned out.
There he goes. Talk,
yeah,
speak of the devil.
Yeah, but you can see from the ban outs by LGD, they've got rid of the Chanamancer, they've got rid of the Enchantress and the Pugna. They don't want to have to deal with push. They're just saying, hey, Tongfu, no push, bad, don't do it. Of course, Nature's Prophet's still in the pool, so a very strong offlaner, but with this Viper already picked up by LGD Gaming, Tongfu are going to have to consider carefully what they want to put in the mid lane, because Viper is just terrifying to verse at the moment. Of course, Lich is still in the pool as well, so maybe they'll go for a dual lane mid, Lich +1, just denying the creeps, igniting the experience from the Viper, just trying to force the lane back so Viper can't get that huge dominance, but I mean, it looks like LGD just want to go for that kind of early to mid-game dominance and just ensure they win their lanes.
Well, that's what Viper will give them. As you said, he's just so hard to beat in lane. He's pretty much just an anti-carry. And that poison attack now with a 0-second cooldown just means that he can constantly have that orb on you. And Nevertoxin helps him last hit, and the corrosive skin means you can't even attack him back. You can't fight him back. So how do you beat a hero like that? You need a hero like Lich to give you that additional experience in the lane, just to try and give you a fighting chance. Yeah, and he's just so hard to beat in any situation, really.
Well, his real downfall is that he's got virtually no move speed. He's got one of the lowest move speed in the game, so he kind of counters that. Brewmaster, man, Tongfu, I love them. They are literally, apart from WPCA, who I'm still cheering for on the side, Tongfu are really my favorite team at the moment. We haven't seen Brewmaster in competitive play for a long while, and he did receive a slight buff in the most recent patch with that Thunderclap having an increased AoE, so maybe going to see him go into the mid lane. Maybe they are going to do the dual lane like we were mentioning. But regardless, Brewmaster, Luna, Earthshaker, Tongfu want to go for those mid-game team fights and just dominate LGD from the get-go.
Yeah, well, they've got the opportunities to do so. Luna isn't something to be laughed at early on. She does hit hard with the Lunar Blessing, and the Lucid Beam is quite a powerful nuke. That Brewmaster, its Thunderclap, is so strong, and Earthshaker is as well with that Fissure. Even at level 1, does a lot of damage and provides an easy opportunity for a gank with the block. But there's the Lich pickup that we were just talking about recently. So he could even go into that middle lane and just keep an eye on things and support possibly that Brewmaster in the lane.
Yeah, like I was saying, I think they're going to run a dual lane mid against that Viper, and the Lich and the Brewmaster is going to be terrifying. But with this Crystal Maiden pickup from LGD Gaming, Nagasar and Crystal Maiden, two fantastic roamers, and they might be seeing three strong solos coming out from LGD Gaming. They need a little bit more AoE, but Nature's Prophet going to give them nice ganky potential, a strong offlaner. So whatever they pick up last with a carry, um, I mean, what do they go for? I mean, something even like a Kunkka. Probably not a Kunkka, but someone who can survive through team fights and get a bit of pushing in, get a bit of farm up. Maybe a
A
Weaver
Sven?
possibility. A Sven, maybe. Yeah,
Sven's not out of the question.
yeah, definitely. But I mean, giving the opportunity for the Crystal Maiden and Nagasarin to roam around and help out the other lanes, I think that's what LGD is going to be going for.
They'll probably end up. They'll probably be looking towards a ranged carry then, possibly even a Gyrocopter, who's able to sort of stand his own in that lane, as well as just getting plenty of farm and able to assist with ganks and team fight later. Gyro has all of that, so I wouldn't really be surprised to see Tongfu banning that out. They're going to ban the anti-mage though.
Oh, still a good ban. I mean, at the moment, LGD could go for a 4 protect 1 split pushing style. And they're not going to give that bounty hunter the increased track, just snowballing the team forward for Tongfu. But I mean, what could they go for? They need an offlaner.
They can send Profit into the offlane though.
Tongfu, not LG.
Oh, sorry, Tongfu.
Maybe Darkseer, give them a bit more AoE. But I feel
Darkseer
like,
possibly a Windrunner.
yeah, I feel like they need a little bit more lockdown, especially against heroes like the Nature's Prophet. Even something like an Enigma could go nicely. If you can get up a fast blink, gives them a lockdown and that huge AoE, and if they did get the Argonym Scepter, I'm kind of keen to see how that goes. I haven't seen the Argonym Scepter being picked up. But of course, they could run the Earthshaker and a Luna aggressively. We have seen that before, Luna just being able to get that farm due to that, the high base damage and Earthshaker protecting her, and then just pick up a solo hero like a Gyrocopter, like you said. I know you say ban it out, but they could grab that for a bit more AoE damage and carry potential, or even something like a Storm Spirit just to be going ganking around a bit more.
There's plenty of heroes in the pool for Tongfu and for LGD to use at the moment. They shouldn't be restricted to just a couple, but they've got anything like we saw. Who was it? Black picking up the Clinks last night, and look, Tongfu could even go with the Clinks. He's able to survive in the off lane. He rips out massive damage now because of the new patch.
Yeah.
And he scales quite well into the late game as well. At the moment, really, Tongfu have Luna in the way of auto-attacking carries and agi carries, but Clinks would make a decent addition. And they don't really have the pick-off as such, but a Clockwork will be picked up, and he'll make a great initiator with that hook shot, just being able to get in onto LGD, and at least try and set things up nicely for both Luna and the Brewmaster.
Yeah, that's a nice pickup. That was the other one I was thinking about, but I forgot his name because I'm good at doing that. But I was thinking something that to counter the Nature's Prophet and Clockwork. If you can get up an Argonym Scepter, he can just be frustrating that Nature's Prophet. The rocket scouting out, and then Nature's Prophet tries to TP out. He just gets hooked, battery assaulted, and shut down really, really effectively. So if LGD Gaming do decide to go for a little bit more split pushing, that Nature's Prophet is going to have to watch out for that Clockwork. So very strong pickup, I feel. And plus he does add to team fight and give you a bit more initiation, and he's just a very strong all-round hero.
I 100% agree with you, Lily. He's a good pickup, and especially to stop that Furion from pushing. And he's going to be able to just roam around, especially once he hits that level 6, and just wreak havoc across the map. And there's Crystal Maiden, Nagasarin. How are they going to be able to defend from a Clockwork once he starts roaming? The supports aren't going to be safe, and Clockwork's going to be tanky enough to survive like an initial burst from the Viper or the Nature's Prophet as well. I think that's a really good pickup for them.
Yeah, definitely. And
now it's just what do LGD pick up though?
yeah, well, I mean, they need a kind of a dedicated carry, I would say, but of course these teams go for random things. So Juggernaut, I mean, he can carry in, and that does kind of define that they want to do a bit of pushing, that Juggernaut would, along with the Nature's Prophet creeps, and even Rabbit with that Nether Toxin can just rip through towers quite quickly, I'd have to say. So not a bad pickup with that one, and it does kind of I would say it limits them basically to the mid game, and it looks like there's going to be a lot of clashes and a lot of peakoffs coming. Because a huge AoE coming out from Tongfu with the Earthshaker, with the Luna, with that Panda and Brewmaster, who I haven't seen in ages. I'm very excited to see him. The Lich and even Moo with that Clockwork is going to be able to do a lot of AoE, but of course it's going to be countered by the lockdown coming out from the Naga Siren, Song of the Siren, and Nature's Prophet Ultimate, and Viper, if he gets on that Argonym Scepter, he's going to be able to just slow the hell out of everyone. And of course, Crystal Maiden, if she does go for that freezing field, that'll be really nice to see. Plus, kind of hoping she goes for that Midas pickup.
The misery build.
Yeah, the misery build. We did see that last game. QQQ went for the Midas Crystal Maiden. So it might be new meta.
I asked a random player today who did the same thing. I said, "Why did you do that?" He said, "Well, it means I have an endless supply of gold for wards." And I thought, you know what? Fair enough. It makes sense.
It does. Well, honestly, I really like it. I mean, it's the kind of thing that if a pro player didn't do it, you would get just screamed at for it. But Crystal Maiden, she needs farm and she needs levels because she's so squishy, and yeah, it really works well. And she can farm it very quickly too. If she's roaming around and just going into the jungle every couple of minutes and just freezing a creep, it works perfectly. Going into the place quickly before the game starts up because they're all running to lane. On the side of LGD China, we're going to be seeing Xiao8 playing the Juggernaut, DD on that Naga Siren support, Yao going to be playing that Nature's Prophet, Rabbit on the Viper, and DDC on the Crystal Maiden.
Over on the Tongfu side of things, we're going to be seeing Xiao on the Luna, ZSMJ on the Earthshaker. He's sitting at the bottom lane with that Luna. On the Lich will be played by San Sheng. He's down at the Ancients camp at the moment, just going to help out in the bottom. Mu is going to be playing your Brewmaster into that middle lane. We'll be seeing XTT soloing that top lane. And he could find trouble up in the top lane. He's already seen a Treant from Nature's Prophet. So right now, Yao just scouting out with that, with the Stumpy looking Treant sort of thing. And LGD just want to get those aggressive wards out in and block the medium camp as it is now. And just getting a rune ward up on the top lane as well. So they want those aggressive wards out at the moment.
Easy camp. Shh.
It is the easy camp now, isn't it?
Yeah, I got switched around, but we knew what you meant.
I confused myself.
You were like thinking about it, you're like, what camp is it? It got changed. Must be the medium. Yeah, but blocking that out, and they obviously want to have a little bit more protection for this top lane. I think their main aim is to shut down the Luna, but of course, Tongfu, one step ahead of them, not two, because if it was two, they'd be top lane, but one step ahead of them, they're doing that aggressive dual lane bot. Lich and Moo on the mid lane, already denying that experience, and I think Viper probably going to need the rotations of those supports to just give him a bit of a hand, because Lich can be such a frustrating to support to verse in the mid lane. Once he hits level 2 and he can just spam that Frost Blast endlessly, along with the Drunken Haze, which is going to be coming out, I think Rabbit's going to have a lot of difficulty with this lane.
Oh, Lich is just horrible to lane against because he just has he's got an endless supply of mana. The lane's constantly pushing back towards the other team's tower, meaning you got to fight under their tower, and he's still just throwing Frost Blast at you. There's nothing you can do against it, and it's just brutal. And ZSMJ's blocking, and he's pulling the creeps into his Ancient camp, just being a little bit sneaky, and he only managed to catch one of the creeps in the Ancient camp, so it's only going to delay it and push. Oh, they're going to be under the tower? No, Xiao blocks it just a little bit, and it's not going to be fighting underneath the tower, so a nice little block there as well.
I think he was a little bit scared to pop his clarity, but of course, without popping that clarity, he wouldn't have got the pull. But round 2 coming up, he will be able to get this pull off, and I mean, this is just why I love Tongfu. They just do completely cheesy strategies, but I mean, this does mean that ZSMJ and Zoe, sure, the lane's been pulled down here, but they're going to get the Ancients farm, which is worth 10 times more, plus a lot more experience as well. So Zoe is not going to be lacking for farm at all.
Look, it's a bold strategy. That's all I can say about it. And at the moment, it's paying off for them. They're getting experience. That tower is going to be taking a little bit of damage. As Luna she's probably going to be going to the Ring of Basilius or Ring of Aquila just to obviously buff the creeps up when they do come through. Yeah. But that tower is going to be taking a little bit of damage. And how long is it going to survive for, really?
Well, they're probably going to time the pulls a little bit better, because at the moment they did a pull at the same time as this double stack was going along. So next time they might wait until the pull actually goes off, and we can see ZSMJ ready in position to get that block off again at the same time as the pull's going off. So
it's going to affect the equilibrium of the lane. Like at the moment, it's only the easy camp down here, but DD is going to be able to pull that into the medium camp just north of it. But the Ancient camp is pretty certain to destroy those creeps. Like you can see that Thunderhide just ripping apart the creeps now, and he's really not taking Well, he's actually going down now. The creep's doing too strong, and ZSFMJ is going to come in for the last hit on that and net himself a nice 100 gold.
Yeah, good amount of farm for him. Only downside is I think that LGD have guessed what's up and they're going to deward this camp here. Means that ZSMJ is going to have to play quite carefully because those two supports can very easily roam around there and just shut him down. Because as we saw, he was taking a lot of damage. He's already down to one tango just from the Ancients there. So that's going to give him a bit of trouble. But I mean, on the whole, I quite like that strategy. It's a good way to get the pull off on the bot lane so that the Dire doesn't suffer from the pulls coming out from the Radiant.
Yeah, well, and it's giving Shower a bit. Sorry, Zoo. How do you pronounce it again?
Zoe?
Zoe. It's giving Zoe the opportunity to get plenty of farm, and as a Luna, it's not too difficult to do. And once he gets the Moonglaive, if he does go for an early level or two in that, he's gonna have a great time just farming those creeps. He's got enough damage to attack under the tower. He's gonna back now as Shower just surges forward into the tower. Zoe doesn't want to really fight that Juggernaut underneath his tower. That Blade Fury is going to do a massive amount of damage to him. Luna does have that additional move speed to try and run away, but still going to take a little bit of damage in the process at least.
And it's worth actually noting, looking at Moo on that mid lane, he hasn't gone for the Drunken Haze. Usually when you do see a mid lane Panda, as far as I've noticed, they go for one level in Drunken Haze just to kind of throw it at the enemy in the mid lane and ensure that they have a 45% miss chance. But it looks like he's more interested in just the passive with the crit as well as the dodge chance. So maybe level 4 he's going to pick up one level in Drunken Haze and just go for both. But a little bit interesting. But Rabbit seems to be getting up a decent amount of farm. He's 12 to 3 compared to 18 to 9 on Moo, and I mean level wise they're actually pretty even just due to Sandshake just getting those denies off, so very nicely done. But of course these two supports from LGD are going to be rotating around, maybe looking for a kill on Sandshake if they can get it off. Rabbit's going to be level 6 in maybe a wave or two, might not be waiting for that, might just be going to go in straight away and try to get the pick off.
They haven't been revealed just yet. There is an observer ward up, and a sentry's going to come down from DDC at the moment. They're not going in just yet though. They know that the Lich is there as well. They know that Moo is also there, and I don't know if they're going to be able to do enough damage. But here they come now. DD's going to throw the net onto Moo. Moo's going to get the Thunderclap down. He's taking a little bit of damage. The Frostbite's going to come out though. First blood will go to Rabbit on the Viper, and that's what you're talking about. The rotations from the Naga and the Crystal Maiden. And it's exactly what they want to do, and they executed that perfectly. But now Furion is going to teleport in. Yeah, they want to take the tower. They've got the five in the middle lane with the healing ward. They want that tower really badly, apparently.
Yeah, well, I guess it's a good way to just shut down this Brewmaster even more, because once this mid tower goes down, he's really at risk of getting ganked. Because he's not going to have the vision coming from the
It's currently his saving grace, yeah.
Yeah, and they're just deciding we're just going to get this tower down ASAP. And the levels on Tongfu just can't quite defend it. And level 4 on the Earthshaker, level 5 on the Lich, which does okay, but there's not enough AoE to really take down this wave. And Luna on the bottom lane, she's not quite level 6, so she can't even rotate in and pop that Eclipse off.
Yeah, look, there's the Blade Fury coming out from Xiaowei just to get rid of the creep camp. That tower is going to go down, though. CM does get the last hit, although DD does lose his life. Here comes the Eclipse from Zoe. It's going to do a little bit of damage. He picks up Rabbit on the way out. Now DDC is on his he's running through past the Ancient camp. Mu is chasing. He hasn't picked up the Drunken Haze, though. He does get a Thunderclap off. That's going to do massive damage. Clockwork takes him down to 16 HP with a rocket, and Earthshaker, ZSMJ, will find the last hit with a long fissure. And they got 3 kills out of that. So that was a great, I guess, counter-initiation, counter-gank from Tongfu there. Really playing their cards well.
Yeah, they really needed Luna to hit level 6, and she was just like 599 experience. But she did just manage to hit it, rotate in, and really well done by them. Just getting that counter pick off. And of course, they did lose the tower and the first blood, but getting the kill for it, 3 kills in fact, really makes it worth it. But of course, they do have to watch out now because Xiaowei's picked up a double damage rune, and it looks like maybe they're considering rotating top lane to get the push off. Clockwork is all alone there, and level 6 is going to be coming up on Xiaowei, not too far away.
Once he gets that level 6, they really need to be careful because that Omni Slash will just rip them apart. It's currently, what? 175, 350, about 500 to 750 damage straight off the bat. And if he finds one of the supports on their own just warding, they're just going to get pumped pretty much and just get dunked straight away. And it's going to be a kill to Xiaowei, which they really don't want to feed him early. and let him snowball harder. But Yao up in that top lane could be in trouble. The hook shot's going to come in from XTT. Yao's trying to TP away, but the battery assault doing too much damage, stopping him from teleporting away. He's going to get creep blocked by Yao's treants, but it's just going to be extra gold for him if he does try to stick on them. But just a great hook shot there from XTT, catching Yao 8 and that clockwork. Great pickup to counter Furion.
Yeah, definitely. And we can see now a little bit of an aggressive ward coming out from the Lich. They want to keep control of this top lane just to ensure that if Luna needs to go up there and farm, she will be able to, because at the moment her CS on Zoe is not that good. I mean, not considering how Zoe normally farms. 27 CS, at 8 minutes is not that great. But of course, he has been going the off lane, and we do see Moo almost got his Blink Dagger up. If that's going to be his first item buy, he should be able to get that up by maybe the 12-minute mark. And Sansheng has hit level 6, so he's going to be able to help out with team fights a lot more. So, I mean, on the whole, Tongfu sacrificing Zoe's farm, but, I mean, Zoe's the type of carry that will be able to catch up. And it looks like, actually, LGD may be going for a 5-man push on bot lane if they can. Zoe better watch out.
They're starting to group up down there. We do have the healing ward up on Shao 8, and DDC is just going to throw his Frostbite down onto the Alpha Wolf and just take that out. That tier 1 tower already down to about half HP because ZSMJ was pulling the creeps early on with the fissure. So that tower's going to get in quite quickly. They've got a lot of damage just output at the moment. They've got phase boots on Rabbit. They've got phase boots on Shao. They're going to just pump that damage out. They hit quite hard. They're going to back it out, though, for now. And they're just going to delay the fight a little bit. But at the same time, move up on that top lane, just trying to farm up that Blink Dagger as quick as he can. And he's going to have to come down to fight that because that tower won't stand for much longer if LGD really want to go on it.
Yeah, I mean, Tongfu could potentially defend it, but I think at the moment they're going to be more concerned with just picking off whoever they can. But this is a little bit of a wraparound on them. They better watch out.
You hear a hook fly. Doesn't fly and catch anyone, though. XTT did launch that hook shot, and here comes the Omni Slash from Shao. He finds the SMJ with that. The net comes out, allows Shao just to come out and get a nice last hit on him, pick up an easy kill. But it looked like Tongfu then went for a smoke gank and just got caught out by Shao 8 early on. The Lich was seen really, really early.
Yeah, it was a bit of a, I guess, unlucky gank coming up from Tongfu since they were coming up this way. 3 heroes from LGD were just wrapping around, and we can see LGD really are just kind of 5-manning. I mean, DD is going to top lane to get a little bit of experience now, but on the whole, they're just sticking together. They're farming the jungle together and generally just holding hands and being buddies, which is not normally what you see coming out from teams like LGD, but I guess they know that Tongfu have been playing these interesting strategies and showing how strong they are as a team. And speaking of playing as a team, XTD really wants to scare Rabbit off just so they can get to the 9 on the bottom tower.
And they will secure that deny, thankfully. And cutting off a little bit of gold from LGD. And look, what are they at the moment in terms of gold? They're up by a little bit at the moment. Not a massive amount, but LGD are enough just to secure a short lead, and that's what, all the tower gold, you think?
Yeah, I think that's a lot of tower gold.
There is the Midas on Nature's Prophet at the moment, and he's had pretty much free farm at top. He's leading in last hits.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at experience, though, it is going in favour of Tongfu by about 1,000, and Pandaren Brewmaster has actually picked up his Blink Dagger now, so he's going to be a strong initiation force, and I think Tongfu probably going to be grouping up, maybe trying to take this bottom tower. Panda could TP and help out. Maybe he's just going to get a little bit more farm before he does that. But there's 3 support heroes, as the SMJ, XTT, and Sansheng are smoked up behind. So probably going to see some aggressive play on the spot lane now.
They are, but they're not. There's no one from LGD down in that area at the moment. No one's going to try and defend that tower. There's DD and Shao 8 up on the top lane trying to push the tier 1 up there. But that tower at bot is undefended at the moment. And it looks like LGD really just going to let Tongfu have that one. They're going to try and trade it for the tier 1 at top. Moves up there on his own. He might be able to defend that. He does have his ulti up at the moment. The primal split. And there we go. Zoe gets the tower on that bottom lane. And they're going to try and teleport up. ZSMJ is coming up now from behind a little bit. And Mood, he's got the Blink Dagger. He hasn't gone in. Just wanting to defend, not extend out just yet. Not all his team's not there. So smart play. He knows that LGD, they're all out there. There's 3 of them up there, and he blinked into them. He probably would have gotten just quickly Viper Striked and just dropped there.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that Zoe was saying let's not go yet because he hasn't got that BKB up. He still needs about 1,600 to finish that up. And I think even though they have got the Blink Dagger on the Brewmaster, they're probably just going to be using it to counter-initiate team fights rather than initiate them themselves. Once BKB is up on Zoe, they should be, happy and right to go. But I mean, at the moment, they still haven't got anyone even building towards a mech. No mana boots, or there is mana boots up now on Moo,
Yeah,
but
they are.
yeah, on the whole, I think that they're going to be better just to wait until the team fight is picked on them. Just keep pressuring and pushing as much as they can, but as soon as the team fight's initiated on them, then they'll go. Until that point, they're not going to be actually actively saying, let's fight, buddies, I would assume. But they might be, of course, if Moo goes in and can get a nice pick up. Oh, and there's the minus one.
Xiaoweight's going to take a lot of damage from Moo. The blink coming in, the thunderclap just doing too much damage, and the follow-up from majority of Tongfu just cleaning Xiaoweight up really, really quickly, and they're going to be able to be a little more aggressive on that top lane now as Viper picks up the mech for his team. And there's the hook shot from XTT. He finds his way onto DD just near that top tower, and him and Moo clean up there. But Zoe gets the double kill. He last hit both of those kills with that Lucent Beam. So getting gold on the carry there is always a bit nice.
Yeah, definitely. And I just want to point out Crystal Maiden's items. Love it.
It's the misery build. Again,
it definitely is,
why?
yeah.
Why is this happening?
Because it works.
So bad it's good. It's amazing.
It's great.
I can't work out the logic behind it, but it's proven to work.
Well,
It's exactly that. And, oh, Xiaowei, what are you doing? He was going for the Omni Slash. We saw the attack animation there. But now the Promise Split's going to come out. Rabbit is going to get stunned down. The Chain Frost is going to find its way down to him. Naga Siren has popped her Song of the Siren, though. TD is trying to keep his team safe. He's moving around, but that Chain Frost going amongst the tree ants there. The fish is going to come out. Moo retreats back. Promise Split having having run out. And they really don't have too much to defend that tower with. They've lost a couple of ultis. There is Echo. There's the Brewmaster Thunderclap again. Moo's going to take a little bit of damage. Is he going to go down? He is. And where's XTT? I heard the hookshot fly. I don't know if he connected. The Echo Slam is going to go out. Doesn't really find anybody. Omni Slash is going to find XTT. Xiaowei does clean up another kill there. 2 for 0 trade currently going in the way of LGD. And here comes the Eclipse from Zoe, though. He's going to find Xiaowei there. He's trying to chase after Yao now. Yao is running. He's got the ulti. Nature's Wrath's going to bounce around the map, do a little bit of extra damage. The smoke from ZSMJ will protect them from any damage there. Bit of a hectic fight up top. Really.
yeah. No, a lot of back and forth. And, I mean...
The tower did go down too.
Yeah, it did. But I think at the moment things seem to be going in favour of Tongfu because that BKB should be up very, very soon on Luna. Or did she buy out that fight? No, she didn't buy out. Where's all her gold gone?
Is it on the
Oh, she
courier?
got a helm with the Dominator, that's why. So she's gone for that bit more of a durable build. But just quickly, so we don't get complaints, going to do that 14-minute analysis at 15 minutes into the game. Nature's Prophet taking the lead on farm. He's got a Midas of 4-star, so he's doing quite well for himself. Zoe, of course, has caught up in farm, even though he went into that offlane carry. He's doing quite well, 72-7. Brewmaster in the mid lane actually doing really strong on denies with 19 denies, 61 CS, so he's farmed quite effectively, and I mean you'd expect that, given that thunderclap, he should be able to, spam a whole creep wave down very, very quickly. Who else? Viper, actually not as high CS as you would have expected for a Viper, but he did verse that dual lane in mid with a lot of denies coming out from the Lich, so it's not too unexpected. Xiao8, he doesn't have very much farm, but the bottom lane was being pulled. Actually on bot lane, maybe going to see a pick off on Yao.
Is he? Where is he? He's trying to run away. No, the 4-star from Nature's Prophet is going to teleport, get him away a little bit, and he's going to be able to keep his life. XTT being so aggressive towards that Nature's Prophet, it's like he's got a personal grudge against him. He's just been firing that hookshot at him every single time he's on the map.
Yeah. Well, that's what you expect from a Clockwork, and it's a nice pickup against that Nature's Prophet, because otherwise, I mean, if you don't have someone who can just look at that Nature's Prophet aggressively and force him back, the Nature's Prophet will just be split pushing the whole day, but fear has been put into his eyes with this Clockwork eyeing him down.
He knows how bad it can be for him, and now Zoe's going to find Yao. He's split pushing on that bottom lane. Just come in and try and protect it a little. He's got the 3 points in the glaive at the moment, so he's just having a great time last hitting those tree ants and just getting rid of them down, getting a little bit of extra gold for himself. And this is the flash farm that Luna does offer towards Tongfu at the moment, and it's the catch-up game. And it's going to be great for Zoe, who can, as you were saying before, he can just find the farm anywhere.
Yeah, and I mean, with the 3 levels in glaives, you can actually farm this down here quite effectively. And I'm going to be a bit annoyed if he doesn't get a creep with that Helm of the Dominator and use it to stack, but it looks like he has picked up a Centaur, so he should be stacking this just to farm it up. But of course, you can't stack it too many times, because when you're versing a Juggernaut, a Nature's Prophet, and a Viper, they can go steal that stack very easily, using the creeps of the Nature's Prophet to tank, as well as the extra damage and the healing ward from the Viper. Healing ward from the Juggernaut, yeah, so they can take it.
They'll easily be able to just come in and take that, and probably after a team fight. And Tongfu being a little aggressive and going towards that Roshan pit, they're taking him down to about half HP, and we can see Shadz leading the charge into Rosh. He's going to go back and find his team. DD and DDC are both... Oh, here's the song of the siren from DD. They're going to try and set up. They don't have enough damage to take Roshan in that spinning engagement. Here comes the Blade Fury, and a lot of damage is coming out. Sansheng's taking a lot of damage. Clips from Zoe's going to come out. Is he going to pick up a kill? No. Yao takes out Sansheng the Lich. XCT does throw his ulti down, kills that Juggernaut nice and quick. Furion dancing in the air, and Rabbit and Yao both having to run for their life. The Force Staff could save Yao at the moment. XTT doesn't have his hookshot up. He's got the Rocket Flare at the moment. There's the Lucent Beam, the Fissure. ZSMJ is going to know. Zoe takes the kill with a very long glaive. 4 down for LGD. Tongfu definitely earned Roshan after that team fight, as Rabbit's just going to have to go mid. He knows he can't take that Roche. He's just got to leave it for him. No real means, unfortunately, at the moment of capitalizing on that Roshan. He's going to have to back out, and who's going to be taking the Aegis? XTT still just scouting out with that Rocket Flare at the moment. And where's it going? There we go. Roshan will go down. Zoe will take the Aegis.
Sorry. Yeah, so that does mean Zoe now with the BKB, with the Helm of the Dominator. He's absolutely terrifying in teamfights. And I mean, we haven't looked at the Golden experience, but Gold is actually going in favor of LGD, but I'm assuming a lot of that is due to the double Midas on the Crystal Maiden, as well as on that Nature's Prophet, plus Nature's Prophet Ultimate just flying through the sky. But experience very much in favor of Tongfu. So at this point, I would say things are going in favor of Tongfu, but at any point, LGD could get a good team fight and turn it around.
Well, Tongfu have the experience advantage, but LGD have the gold advantage.
So but I mean, is gold everything when you've got the team fight? I mean, the
level advantage will make a difference, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, when you've got a huge amount of team fight, I mean, Rabbit's almost got his BKB up, but at this point, you know, it's getting to the point of game where Zoe, yeah, sure, the Eclipse does heaps of damage, so does ESMJ spells, and Mu and Sansheng, they're all amazing, but Zoe's going to be getting up that Manta, I would assume, quite quickly, and then his physical damage is going to be just ripping through anyone, really, BKB or not. His physical damage is going to be huge, so it's kind of getting to the point for LGD where they need something to just drop Zoe down before the team fight even begins if they can, else he's just going to be way too much damage.
Definitely, and Shadz going to find a haste rune down at bot, so he's going to be dangerous with that. He's trying to scout out those Ancients, so you can see the Centaur coming in to try and stack them, and now Shadz is going to be alerted to that Ancient stack that Tongfu have been so desperately trying to create. It's 3 stacks at the moment, and he's going to try and get the Centaur. There he does. He does take that Centaur out, giving himself a little bit of extra gold. And Mu, is he going to blink on him? No. He's not going to go on him. He's not going to be too aggressive. But now LGD know that stack is there. So right now, Tom's quick as possible, just so it doesn't get stolen from them, like you were mentioning before.
Yeah, I think they're going to stack it once more, and then Zoe will run over. And Zoe's actually going really, really aggressively at the moment. I suppose he does feel safe because, well, I don't even know why he feels safe. He doesn't know where any of them are. He doesn't have vision of any of them apart from the Viper. Oh, now he sees Yao at the top lane. But Zoe just going to be pushing this lane out aggressively and going to take that stack.
They need to. I don't know why they're sort of dancing around not doing it. They should take it while it's there. It's not going to be there in a few minutes' time, and they're not going to be the ones getting the gold from it. So they need to take it out as quick as they possible. And it's going to give Zoe, it's going to give him a lot of experience and gold, and he'll be able to start getting items like his Yasha or his Manta style, and just have a bit more game impact. Because right now, LGD are ahead in the gold advantage, and it's going to stay that way as Tongfu make their way into that middle lane where that tier 1 tower still stands. The last tier 1 tower of the game, I might add. Zoe's just going to quickly just pop those creeps, that glaive doing enough damage to take it down. And is it going to go down? It's going to take a little bit of damage. There's only one person defending it. DDC is around, but LGD giving up this tower. They know they can't defend it. It's not really worth even trying to at the moment, as Yao is going to split push onto that top lane. He's got the Necronomicon units doing a little bit of damage. CSMJ's up here with the... No, XTT throws a hook shot. He throws it far too long. Doesn't manage to find Nature's Prophet, who was just running back to base, get safe, and then try and teleport away. But there is the smoke on XTT again. And he's got that... Gonna have that hook shot up in 40 seconds, so it's not too far away. And he'll be able to try and find Yao again. Zoe baiting out. He's trying. He did. He sold the center, the cheeky guy. And now he's going to move on to that ancient stack. It's at about 4 stacks now. And he's taking a lot of damage from that. He's going to need someone to tank that for him. Probably the Clockwork while he's there. No. Actually, Zoe has taken out most of it. He should be okay. Still taking a lot of damage. He has picked up that Yasha now. And we'll just keep farming that while he can. He's got that BKB still. It's still a 10 charge BKB. That's going to make a big difference in team fights for himself. I can hear the Earthshaker Fissure being thrown down. Just using that to farm some creeps and last hit it when he can.
Yeah, he's almost got his Blink Dagger up, which will be huge for team fights. Since who's got a BKB for the side of LGD? Only Viper. And so that means pretty much everyone else is going to be free to take down. Shadz, of course, if he does cast his ultimate, he's going to be invulnerable for that period. But ZSMJ can just wait at the sidelines until the team fights are really in the thick of it, when the illusions are up for Nagasaran, when Yao is summoned, those treants for the Nature's Call, and then he can just blink straight in and just decimate everything, which is, I think, what his plan is going to be. So that's going to be another big turning point for team fights for Tongfu. And I mean, at the moment, of course, the game can go either way. There's a lot of push coming out from LGD, and Arganims is going to be up quite soon as well on Shao 8, which will help a lot with the team fights. And Yao's almost got Necronomicon 3, so, I mean, they are definitely getting the core items up, and it's really just going to depend on this next team fight, I would think. Especially because the Aegis is about to die. Like, Zoe and the rest of his team and Tongfu want to maybe get this tier 2 tower down while they've got the advantage of the Aegis, but maybe they've left it a little bit too late.
Do we know how long's left on that Aegis? It was 3 minutes the last time I remember seeing it. Okay, so it's going to be below that. There we go, 30 seconds. They definitely need to want to have that fight before that Aegis expires. And if they want to fight onto that bottom tier 2 tower, they'll be able to do so. Looks like Zoe is going to stick around, though. He's got the Manta style up now, so he'll be able to push that tower pretty easily. Although the creeps are a long way back. I'm not sure why they're so far back. But no, Tongfu going to retreat for now. Make their way out through the jungle, take a couple of creeps with them, just farming the LGD jungle up, denying them that little bit of golden experience, and going to make their way back onto their side of the map, where they're going to be able to go back to stacking the Ancients for Zoe and giving him some more farm. He's highest GPM at the moment as well, overtaking that Furion.
Yeah, and I really do love how you're mentioning them just taking down the jungle for the side of LGD, because it really cuts down their farm. They are pushing top lane and mid lane quite aggressively. You can see the lanes are already pushed up to here. But of course, it is something risky, and if they're forcing LGD to play quite aggressively like that, it does be at the risk of their life. And actually, Rabbit now going head-to-head with Tongfu. Zoe.
Is he going to... He's supposed to put the BKB and he's going to teleport out. He's not going to try and fight that. He's going to take it down to a 9-second BKB. Some might look at it as a waste of that 10-second charge, but he got away with his life, and he definitely wouldn't have had that if he'd have stayed around. So,
what is this LGD mass Midas strategy?
Who else has got one now? Naga's got one? What? You can... Unlimited wards.
But I love it. It looks like, I mean, someone in chat just commented they want to fight for the late game, sure, win Tongfu. Well, possibly not. I mean, I guess if LGD China do get a whole bunch of Midases up, and even their supports are rich pants, then LGD can take a late. I mean, Naga can turn into a carry, Nature's Prophet is a scary carry, Juggernaut's got that steroid skill of the crit, the blade dance, so he can potentially be a carry. I mean, this is, I don't know. I think LGD is... What is
Yao was just dancing around the tier 3. Oh, he sent the Necro units after the courier. And that is a long dive, taking it just outside of their own shrine. He teleported up for it. It's cocky play, but it definitely paid off for them.
Yeah, and what was on the courier? Was there anything big?
I don't think it was on the return trip, so it was just...
Okay.
But as you're saying with the Midas, the thing is, when you're playing against a Chinese team, you're expecting them to farm and drag the game out. So picking up that early Midas... Oh, here we go. Moo comes out. He blinks and gets the Thunderclap onto Rabbit. But Rabbit is going to be force-staffed away by Fury and not going to die there. But yeah, if the Chinese teams are going to want to sit there and farm, why not pick up the Midas and get additional farm on your Crystal Maiden and your Naga Siren? And allow them to have to be able to survive that late game.
Especially if Crystal Maiden get up something like a Necronomicon, like we can see, it does mean that if LGD win a team fight, they're going to have, what, 3 Necronomicons on the Nature's Prophet, on the Crystal Maiden, and on that Nagasiren, and they're just going to be able to rush down mid lane. They're just going to go straight for that throne. And I think that's what their strategy is, and Tongfu can kind of smell it. They're saying, LGD have got something in their, up their pocket, in the, whatever the saying is, I don't even know.
Hey, look, they can't, but oh, actually, I've just noticed the Brewmaster has picked up his Arcanum Scepter now, so he's going to have a lot more potential into that team fight as well. And he's blinked. Oh, it's CSMJ. Oh, there's the hook shot from XTT. Finds Xiao Wei. Xiao just going to get dropped down there. The BKB from Rabbits comes out. The Viper Strike's going to go on Moo. Moo's going to throw the Primal Split now. He's got the Thunderclap and the Hurl Boulder, and he's not going to have a problem taking that tier 3 tower. It's just going to go straight down. And Viper spinning in the air. Rabbit, here comes the Song of the Sign from DD, though. But Brewmaster's ulti forms are immune to that. And I didn't actually know that. So here we go. The Fissure is going to fly out there. And look at that destruction from Zer's Glaives. You can see them just bouncing around. It may not seem like much, but Rabbit is taking massive damage from it. Zhao now down to 0 mana because of those Necronomicon warriors. They did get the melee racks, though. Yao's going to try and come forward now and try and push them away. There's now Necro 2 on Crystal Maiden, Necro 3 on the Furion, and top tower. Ooh. The lane's just being really nicely pushed out there for LGD as well.
Yeah, Necronomicon 2 up on Crystal Maiden as well, and I think Necrobook 1 will be on that Nagasiren in the not too distant future. So, I mean, LGD, they're down to racks, but I still think that the ultimate plan is just to 5-man mid when they get up those 3 Necrobooks 3s. Because Necrobook 3s are really hard to push against, especially with AoE, because if ZSMJ blinks in and casts his ultimate and kills off those 3 Necronomicon warriors, he's pretty much going to die instantly. I mean, how much damage do they each do?
They hit pretty hard.
But when they die, the death pact damage or whatever it is.
600 true damage at level 3, I think.
Yeah, so if he kills 2 of those, he's dead.
But they hit for about 100 auto attack damage as well.
Yeah.
And when you add in like the Basilius and things like that, it adds a little bit more, or a lot more survivability to them as well. And the drum attack speed, and they have their own abilities too. The Archer has the mana drain.
Yeah, the mana thingy. The mana thingy.
The mana thingy. Great accuracy.
Yeah,
the mana thingy.
Yeah. I don't know. This honestly could go either way because Tongfu are kind of on a knife's edge at the moment. Because if they do lose a fight, I can just see LGD pushing in, and looks like Zoe will be saving for buyout now. He could afford to buy out his Eagle Song. I mean, sorry, his no, he is going to buy it out because he's got that Aegis now. So if Zoe dies twice, he's gone.
Yeah, but Yao has been split pushing that top lane as well. And I had a look at the Necro units. It is 600 true damage when the warrior dies, but he also burns for 75 mana per hit. So those things hit really hard as just anyway. It's so much. And how do you deal with, 6 Necro units charging at you?
Well,
what do you do?
I don't know. Well, I mean, it's a really good counter to AoE. Because it does mean that, you can not only burn their mana, but you can also take all their health. And it looks like now Tongfu going to be leaving Earthshaker at top lane to just defend against this push coming out from the Nature's Prophet constantly, while the other 4 push bot lane. They have got the Aegis on Luna, like we said, and she will have buyout. Does she have buyout now? She's very close to getting buyout up, so after this tower she should have it up. So if she does even fall on this bot lane, she will be able to just go help defend. And ZSMJ, you can see he wants to just blink in right here and just demolish this Nature's Prophet. That's his aim. If Yao goes forward, Yao is going to die. ZSMJ wants blood.
XTT, he's just been focusing that Nature's Prophet. And there's the Necro units just to sort of keep that push going while Yao's going to be able to be a bit more defensive and move back, at least back towards the top, where the tier 2 tower would kind of be, just to be a bit more defensive. And XTK is going to pop that battery assault there, so he's not going to go down. And look at how much damage those Necronomicon units do. It's just massive damage.
Yeah, it is very scary. And honestly, for such a low kill game, this game has been reasonably exciting, I would say. I mean, 5 to 13 doesn't seem like much, but there's been so many skirmishes and little fights and a lot of team fights that don't quite go anywhere, but spells being shot off, and it's very interesting to watch. And at the moment, everyone has got buyout but that Crystal Maiden. I'm just pointing that out. Oh no, now Nagasiren as well. But we could be seeing a nice team fight coming up with a lot of buyouts.
Well, even at the moment, Mu and Sanshang just being a bit greedy and going for the LGD Ancients. And Xiaowade's coming up thinking, I want to go farm some Ancients. And he's going to find Mu now. Mu is on his own. And he's going... Oh, Xiaowade's taking a lot of damage. The Brewmaster Thunderclap coming out. And then the crit's just doing a lot of damage, especially with that Drunken Haze. Slowing Juggernaut down, making him not even be able to fight back because of that mischance. And as... Mu's actually been leveling stats up instead of that crit and the Drunken Haze.
Interesting. That is actually interesting.
Think's a bit odd, personally. Oh, he's found DDC. DDC's going to throw the Frostbite down onto Mu. Mu's not really going to be able to go further. No, he's not going to try and break the high ground. He's going to rotate up the top where Zoe leading the charge into the top tier 3 tower. And those glaives with the illusions just doing a lot of damage to that tower. It's down to about 500 HP. The glyph has been used. So that tier 3 tower is going to go down. Rabbit taking massive damage. The primal split is out from Mu at the moment. He finds Rabbit at the moment. I can hear the Song of the Siren going off, can I?
Yep.
Yeah, I can. He's found ZSMJ with a net, though. Oh, Zoe's going to pop the Eclipse, though. The Omni Slash is finding Zoe at the moment from Xiaowei. It's a little spar between the two there. There's still no heroes down just yet. The Viper Strike's going to come out onto Zoe. XAT launches in with a big hood shock. He should be able to take down Rabbit here. That is, there's a second person from LGD down now. DDC did go down before. That was the Crystal Maiden. DD's now running Zoe's glaives, just bouncing around, getting him a couple of kills. Juggernaut did go down. Xiao 8, that is. And there's the GG call from LGD.
Well, it was a really nice game by both teams. LGD going for a bit of a sneaky triple Necronomicon, but unfortunately they just didn't win that team fight they needed to go for the throne. And Tongfu, again, sneaky lineup using the Earthshaker to pull, and Luna going offlane, and Brewmaster pickup, which worked out fantastically for them. And really just strong play by them. Strong play by both teams, but I mean, really fun game to watch, and I'm very excited for game 2.
It'll be good. Tongfu just pulling out the stops there and all over LGD, who were once one of the best Chinese teams, and Tongfu just doing really, really well against them.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you, of course, to the WPC Ace League. Thanks to Pimp Muckle, and thanks for Shadz for co-casting. We'll see you guys in the next game.